All right, so it's May 9th, 2024, and this is going to be about commitment. Um, so just doing this is to develop the habit of when I commit to something being consistent. So by recording every day it's an accountability tactic, right? So I'm paying attention to the things that I do on a daily basis and the results that I get from doing those things. And then I'm trying to make adjustments on a daily basis to continue to refine my routine to until it evolves into something that I feel like will work for me long term, to ensure that I'm healthy, that I'm fulfilled, that I'm happy, that I'm contributing to society, contributing to my family, the people I care about, that I'm actually having an impact, instead of just being here, existing. So with that being said, I think a lot. So I need to start recording these thoughts, even if I don't share them with the world, just because I'll forget. So even right now, trying to think about whatever like epiphany I had this morning, it's like I thought about a lot of different stuff. So now it's trying to recall, okay, but what was something that was important that you should make note of? So I was thinking about romantic relationships and learning from them, but being intentional about learning from them. So I think when most relationships fail, people tend to blame the other person. Sometimes people reflect on what they could have done better, but typically when people do that, they still balance it out like, well, I could be better at this, or I could have done better at this, but the other person did X, Y, Z. So I'm trying not to do that and just really focus on like what my role is, what my contribution is to any relationship that I'm in. So I have to actually start looking back at previous relationships, and it's not to dwell on the past, but really to recall the things that have been shared with me, the things that stood out, and then analyze those things to make sure if when I'm in a relationship again, that I'm at least not coming into that relationship not being as well prepared as I possibly can. So take the feedback from the people that I've been in relationships with, and then also, you know, have open communication with whoever I may be interested in a relationship with. And most importantly, don't get in a relationship unless I have done my due diligence, instead of just being optimistic. And there's nothing wrong with being optimistic, but historically, I have really made irrational decisions based off emotion or logic. But when I really break it down, it's like the logic was still driven by emotion. It's just, I wasn't mindful of it. Being pushed so far in one direction that as a defense mechanism or a survival mechanism, we start to condition ourselves to respond to different things, kind of create false narratives, because it's a term, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, called cognitive dissonance. And it's just like a detachment from reality. Like, it's something that this belief is such a central core part of like your identity, It's just like you can't really function without accepting this thing, because if this thing isn't what you thought it was, then like everything else in the world is put into question. That's at least how I feel like I could best describe it. So I really, like, I can't only go off my information. I'm trying to go off other people's information. So I'm really doing a lot of reflecting, trying to think about the things I've been criticized for, and then take a good hard look at those things to make sure that I'm not doing them, and really, dive into whether or not the criticism was warranted. And I think that's very important. And it's also crazy because I have a counseling, like a peer counseling session this afternoon. And I hope that goes well. And I hope whoever this person is, I can actually have real conversations with, because it's crazy to me that, and I do ultimately know it's my responsibility, but it's still like, I'm just a random dude doing an experiment trying to figure out life. And like these professionals, and I've been seeing these professionals for over a decade, and it's very rare that any of them actually help me or even have a process that they try to really even work with me to work through what I need to work through. It's been very challenging, but obviously doing this will help. So that's where my head is at. Really start digging through some of the history, relationships, mistakes I've made, things I've been criticized for, things I've been praised for, and really look at other people's opinion of who I am, which is pretty interesting, because a lot of the women that I was with in the past actually have a very high opinion of me. And obviously everybody doesn't, but even when I've gone through breakups, like after some time has passed, like most of the women have actually apologized, or like whenever I'm done, it's not them not being happy. It's me not being happy. Or me not being able to settle or accept, like, I guess feeling like the possibility of me having what I want to have in my life isn't going to be realistic with that person based off the level of effort that they're showing me. And I don't want to make these too long because they take way too long to upload. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and then I'll get back to this. But it's, again, May 9th, 2024. And this is kind of just my epiphany this morning, is I really need to look back and analyze a lot of interactions and relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, family, everything, and then process the information that people have given me and figure out, how far I am from where I want to be, or how far I am from what I think I am to what other people see and think about me. So, yeah, that's it.